My name is Reed Fraasa. I'm a certified financial planner practitioner and a founder and wealth advisor at Highland Financial Advisors. And I want to explain to you today things that you should understand about the world of fee-only advisors who are always fiduciaries and the world of fee-based advisors, which are typically affiliated with independent broker-dealers or Wall Street wirehouse firms or even insurance companies. If you hear the term fee only, you would think, oh, this person is strictly compensated by fees. They collect fees from their clients. Very similar to an accountant or a lawyer or even perhaps a medical professional. They are fee for service is the term that's used in that. So if you hear that term, what does it mean, fee only? Anybody who's fee only is also a fiduciary. And if you're a fee only, it means that you're not receiving any commissions or third-party compensation from any other sources or products that may be recommended. This is very important. The other term, which is fee-based, what that means is that someone may be charging fees or collecting fees from their clients for the advice they're giving. And when they're doing that, they are supposed to be acting as a fiduciary, but they also could be based on fees of some kind, which means they could receive commissions as well. And that is where you can run into some conflicts of interest. So someone who is fee-based, that means that they could be compensated in two different ways. When they are advising a client and they have their assets with them and they are charging them a fee for those assets, that is the fee part of it. But they could also be selling products to somebody and receiving a commission from the product provider or third party. And that is where they're receiving two types of compensation. When they receive the fees through an account, they are supposed to be acting as a fiduciary. When they receive a commission on another account or product sale, they are acting as a broker in that case. So it can be very confusing because you, the consumer, don't know necessarily when the person is acting as an advisor, fiduciary, and when they're acting as a broker. There are different regulatory bodies that oversee these activities. As a fee-only advisor, we are regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission because of the size of our firm. Basically, if you have over $100 million that you're managing for the public, you are registered and regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. That's the federal body. If you have less than 100 million, you are regulated and registered with your local state securities bureau. If someone is fee-based, they may have that regulatory body that they are subject to, in this case either the state securities bureau or the SEC. But if they're also selling products and making a commission, they're regulated by FINRA. FINRA is the regulatory body for broker-dealers and their employees. So if you are selling products for a commission in an investment account, that is where you're a broker. Technically, you're a registered representative, employee of that broker-dealer, and you're subject to the FINRA regulations, which are different than Securities and Exchange regulations for a registered investment advisor. I know it's confusing, it's very murky, but there's also another type, whereas if you're selling insurance products, you would be regulated by the state insurance department or Bureau of Insurance. Every state has their own insurance department, and people who are licensed to sell insurance and receive a commission are regulated by their states. There is no federal regulation for that. So I know there's layers of complexity with all of this, but I will tell you from my own experience, we've been all three. We started out as a broker for a large firm, and I was a registered representative subject to FINRA regulations, and I had a superior in the company that I had to answer to and oversee. my activities, and they were subject to FINRA regulations. We then became with an independent broker-dealer that was duly registered. So we had our RIA, we were fee only on one side, charging fees for certain accounts and for financial plans, but we also could sell products and receive a commission. And so for a few years, we operated that way. And then in late 1998, we dropped that broker-dealer FINRA regulation and became a fee-only advisor. And we've been that ever since 1998. Now, one of the things that I'm surprised at from my own experience is why someone who's an advisor would want to continue to be a fee-based, duly registered person. From a business perspective, it's very complicated and costly to be subject to two forms of regulations. So if you're a duly registered firm, you have to be maintaining two books, separate books of compliance and regulatory rules. It is very complex, and there's some overlap, but you have to maintain two separate records. I remember when I was doing that for a few years, and I was the senior compliance officer in our firm, it just became a monster of complexity and cost and time. And as we began to do more and more work, we realized that the few commissions that we were making from product sales did not warrant the amount of complexity and time that we had to spend on the compliance side. So from a business perspective, I'm surprised that anybody would want to continue doing that, other than the fact that their revenues are largely derived from commissions. So back when we were duly registered independent broker-dealer, I was looking at this and saying to myself, this just doesn't make sense from a business perspective. We felt like we were more aligned with the client's interest and as a fee-only practitioner, and the regulatory cost and time for the FINRA side of the business, which was commissions, just didn't make sense for us. I actually called the head of the legal department in compliance for this independent broker-dealer, explained my situation, and I told him that I just don't see why I would want to continue doing this. And what he said to me was, if I was going to start in business today, and that was in late 1998, if I was going to start in business today, he said, I would not have a duly registered independent relationship. I would be a fee-only advisor, because even if you just do one or two commission sales a year, you have to comply with all these regulations. So I just put that out there because you can't imagine anybody going through all that FINRA regulation unless they were doing quite a bit of business on that side. So they may represent themselves as a fee-only advisor, fiduciary, but I think you need to ask them if they are duly registered, if they have a FINRA license, and if so, ask them how much of their business, both the firm and the advisor, how much of your business comes from both sides of that. How much in commissions do you make? How much from fees? And you have a right, if someone is recommending a product to you, you have a right to ask, is there a commission associated with this? And how much are you going to make on this commission? If the person is a certified financial planner practitioner, that's a CFP, they actually, part of the ethics of CFP is that they have to explain or answer to your questions relating to compensation. CFPs can be both fee-only and fee-based, duly registered, both commissions and fees. There's no problem with that as long as it's disclosed. And you have a right to ask, what are all your costs associated with this relationship, and what are they going to earn, what are they going to make off those commissions or fees? So as a consumer, you need to ask the right questions, you need to understand what it is, and it's really important to understand what the difference is between a fee-only advisor and a fee-based advisor. Fee-based, they're going to have a more complex regulatory structure, both FINRA and either the State Bureau or the SEC. And there could be conflicts of interest on why would they put certain products in fee only and why would they have you buy certain products in a transactional basis based on commissions. So I found in my past, I was dealing personally with a lot of conflicts of interest on monetary decisions. For me, based on the advice I was giving, I never felt comfortable. So we left that fee-based, duly registered world and became a fee-only advisor. And our assets for our clients are all custodied with Schwab, which is an independent discount custodian, very secure broker-dealer. And we only provide advice and we get compensated for that advice and portfolio management for our clients. So I hope this helps you. It's an important thing to ask and to understand. And if you'd ever like to have a free initial consultation, please go to our website below at that link and you can schedule a 15-minute conversation. We always offer a free initial consultation and a second consultation if necessary, in person or through a Zoom meeting for up to an hour, hour and a half. I appreciate your time, and thank you and have a good day.